Dexy, I know you're gonna kill this shit.
Yo,
Let's
people,
go.
you telling me back
Come
again for another
Come on.
footy talk, bruv.
We say, Rants and Rooney. I've been waiting for this lad. Work on. We say,
Bruv,
done the
talk
intro.
your shit, bro. What you telling me?
There's nothing to say, bro. It's like you already know my side of the borough is red. Only right that we paint this city. Chelsea got packed, Tottenham got packed, Brighton got packed, and the gaffer's crying. And that it's normal, man. We shout on the Seagulls. What my team do, it should be illegal, man. It's been an absolute amazing couple of weeks. Fantastic midweek games. You man got shout on the Magpies and that. What God? We don't know about going Newcastle. No, what God? What did he tell, man, bro? You told man it was all over against Wolves. What we saying? What we spraying? Chat to me, broski.
Brother, what are you talking about?
I'm just saying,
chat
about Wolves. Chat to me, bro. Say nothing. I told man after Wolves, but we keep it on. We keep moving left foot in front of the right. Calling the boys in the building, even though we did it from open play, man. What God, man. Big up Alusa or whatever his name is, man, or Sulula or whatever.
Masula or something. It was a banging finish. I can't even lie.
I know. I saw your reaction. I know that burn. I know about conceding the 90th minute. We all had to eat that one this season.
Nah, but I was just, bro. I was just in pure shock because that goal, like it come out of nowhere, like they
Caught
weren't
on the
doing nothing.
transition, man.
You know them ones. They weren't doing nothing. In like that's why I was baffled. But also that's why I was baffled by the reaction of some of the Man United fans because like if you watch the match highlights, blood, it's all Man United. Like they didn't do nothing. And then out of nowhere, man, just that was a proper smash and grab right at the end, didn't it?
You
And
got
it's
hit
like,
on the transition, man. And that's, you know what it is? Games like that, or better yet, moment like that, yeah. That's the, I don't want to criticize bringing on subs in it, but that's the side fans always don't see when they talk about bringing man on. Because Dogu's come on, if I can remember correctly. Obviously, I can't criticize him. I'm not a professional footballer, but it felt like the guy had a lot to do in it. You kind of played your hand in what led to him obviously cutting on his left and banging it. I watched your reaction, yeah, and obviously I was on TalkSport. One thing I agree with is I don't think it was anything to sing and dance about with Man United, but I don't think the performance was that bad. Obviously, it's a results-driven business. You man are fighting for top four. People don't want to hear all of that. A draw would have been a fair result, but they shagged it, innit?
a draw.
By the Magpies.
They could say a draw would have been a fair result, but if we won, they couldn't have said that we didn't deserve to win.
Yeah, it's one of them ones.
You know the ones like we're the only team that created the chances, bro. They had 3 shots on target. One of them was a penalty, bro. You know what I mean? Like in the whole game, they weren't doing nothing. Our goalkeeper never really had nothing to do in the game. So, like at the end of the day, yeah, in football, that is how games are measured by how many shots you have on goal. Which goalkeeper's working the hardest? Possession don't win you football matches. We know this already. Even though we did have more, yeah, overall. But even if we didn't, possession don't win you football.
And then it could have went left for Newcastle and right for you lot in it because Mbeumo had the effort. But that's football. Yeah, the only narrative that matters is winning. And obviously, it's an age-old cliche based on what you said in that, bro. It's decided in both boxes, isn't it? They scored enough on the night, conceded less. They get the 3 points, big 3 points in a difficult season for Newcastle.
Brother,
still, so.
Big, but we're seeing this year in the Premier League with nearly all teams now, bro. Because it's like all the teams that you say, oh, you know what, they're not in a good run of form, and then they just go on a run of like 3 games, and then they're rubbish again.
Moment
like,
of the season. This is the booty moment when the shock results happen. Not necessarily you lot losing to Newcastle, but this is when teams pull stuff out the bag.
No, but apparently, I think before us, Newcastle, I think had lost their last 2 or 3 home games. So
they've been in a difficult kind of moment, Newcastle.
This is what I'm saying. So in your head, you're like, right, this was gonna turn around at some point. You look at the Wolves situation as well. With Wolves, yeah, they had such a bad season up until a point, and now. Like they're a team that no one really wants to play, bro, because they're just putting in performances. Like it's
galvanized, 2 wins on the spin now,
bro. And you saw the same thing with Fulham as well. Fulham went on a run of like 3 wins or something, and then they go lose to West Ham, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, so
everyone can beat everyone.
Fulham after beating Spurs, after beating a few other teams, and lose to West Ham, who in a relegation battle. So. It's
and
like
Wolves are going down, but at the end of the day, they took points off the reigning champions in Liverpool, title aspirers in Arsenal, and obviously people had Villa in a title shout, top 4 shouts minimum. So they've taken 3 points off significantly better teams. And again, people say these kind of cliches, but like they don't deep it. Like anyone can beat anyone. You need to earn the right to win. You need to be effective in both boxes. And for every team, you look at the Premier League, like relegation, top 4, Europa League, the Premier League race, everything's up for grabs, isn't it? Everyone's still got some level of something to kind of play for. So you have to just it's business end of the season, isn't it? There's 8-9 games left.
And the teams down the bottom, none of them feel like they deserve to be there. You know them ones. Like normally at the end of the season, there's 3 teams that come up
unless you're Spurs,
make them to go down. But Leeds and
Forest
and Sunderland. Leeds and Sunderland have done so well coming up that like them man have pretty much secured their
especially Sunderland still they could get Europe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they pretty much secured their place in the league. So now the teams down the bottom, there's at least 2 teams down the bottom that never expected to be there at the start of the season.
In my opinion, Forest, like you go through obviously Forest did their thing against City and City had to rely on corners, but you look at Forest's squad and obviously we all know it's not just about names, it all has to correlate, but you look at the names that Forest have, the Eagle Jesus brother up front's decent. We all know about Anderson and Gibbs White and Murillo. They probably don't expect to be there. Like we're losing count of how many managers Forest have actually had this season, probably 3, 4, maybe even 5. Wolves to survive. Stranger things have happened, you know, but it does feel like too little, too late.
I would say I'd love it though. It would be the greatest escape we've ever seen.
Yeah, like for me as a selfish Arsenal fan, obviously you'd love Wolves and West Ham to get out of there because them look down the road. Out of all the teams that are fighting for their lives, they're not pulling in the same direction. Half of them Spurs brothers know I'm not going to be there, or if I am going to be there, I'm going to be on great wages. It's dark. They're the only team where it looks dark. Like what? Spurs got no winning 5. Like if they played
Yeah.
Wolves right now, they'll get smoked. If they played anyone. The funny thing is they might get a result at Anfield because football's weird like that, but it's dark for Spurs, man.
Bro, it's true. Liverpool are another team that are at 6s and 7s right now. So as much as you would think that they would smoke Spurs, you just never flipping know, blood.
Exactly. And you look at, like, obviously it's the FA Cup here, but what you lot, who have you lot got? You lot got Villa, so that's a 6-pointer of sorts. Liverpool have to beat Spurs for obvious reasons. I'm sure Chelsea got Newcastle or something. So it goes back to where we started, didn't it? Like, there's a lot to play for, nothing's decided, and by hook or by crook, you just got to grab 3 points. We're in that part of the season.
No, 100%. This is definitely not the part of the season where man are talking about performances. I'll be real. Like the performances are the least are the least important thing at the moment, bro. And this is why, like this weekend, I think that us, Liverpool, Chelsea won, but us, Liverpool, Aston Villa, all dropped points, and obviously Spurs got smoked. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is the part of the season where, man, bro, you just got to pick up your points, blood.
You just got by hook
City
or by
dropped
crook.
points as well. I think Arsenal were the only team in the top. What, in the top 4? Yeah, the only team in the top 4 to win. And yeah,
even us, the performance wasn't there, which again, like when we
It
put the
wasn't.
banter to the side, like I've been critical on our performances and I want this to gel and that to gel, but I have to park that to the side and say, you know what, there's 8 or 9 Premier League games. I can still audit the performance, but going back to what you said, it's 3 points first and foremost, just grab the 3 points. Even that, like the Brighton game is almost the first game in a while where I can have my concerns. I can, praise us and have my concerns and whatnot. But I was just on 3 points. Like it was a quick turnaround against from the Chelsea game. Obviously, we're going to their place. We know how good Brighton are. They want to make it open. They've got 9 wins all season. So they need to kind of get points to try to aspire for Europe and whatnot. Their manager don't like us. He was doing a lot of chattings. So yeah, it's just a performance. It's just a results thing, saying like the performance second. But again, you have to audit it.
That's it, man. Big up for the super chat. Man said Tottenham looking at appointing second manager in a month. I thought that I was going to hear this news,
What does that change, though? Who and what?
But they need Sean Dash. That's who they need, blood.
Exactly.
I'll be honest. I can't, for the life of me, I can't understand why the hell you would bring in a manager like Igor Tudor. I would love to know, whose responsibility that was, because they deserve to be sacked. Because the brother's got no Premier League experience. He don't really know the players. He probably doesn't know the league. Yeah, he probably doesn't know the league either. There's nothing about him that made him a good fit, for Spurs, in the situation that they were in. Like, nothing about it, bro. They would have been better off getting Big Sam. Like, I don't know what. I do not know what they were thinking, to even think about bringing my man. And that seems like a sabotage mission. It could have been Vinay, blood. Do you know what I mean? Vinay could be trying to send these man down, bro, on some agent thing. Because it ain't making no sense.
They've done it to themselves. If you're going to bring in Vinay, and I know obviously he's a finance man, and when you remove the clubs he's worked at, but bro, you're bringing in incompetent dons across all aspects above board. You thought Levy going makes anything different, even though he hasn't really left. He's just out of the limelight. And it just speaks volumes, innit? Spurs' owners do not care. The players have been disillusioned for a couple of years. They don't get twisted on the pitch. The players are responsible as much as the gaffer. The players don't care, bro. You've seen where Spurs have been. The Rants, you've played ball. You understand that. Not even in the last few weeks. For the best part of the second half of the season, their players have been on their phones to their agents. I want to go here. I want to go there. Is there interest in me? This, that, and the other. Now, not all of them are going to leave naturally, but a lot of them won't be playing championship football if Spurs go down. I still say if because I almost can't believe it now. With Spurs' landscape, every game's tough. You can't really see where you're getting 3 points and stuff. I still think they will nick survival, but they don't, dark.
Yeah, I think they will, just because I think the teams around them, will struggle to muster enough points to kind of leave them down there. Do you know what I mean?
What I'm saying.
But they're very close, isn't it? Like a point or something like that.
They're a point above relegation, and where they are, you can't really even look at you can't look at their games to come and say, you're picking up points here. Every game, as cliche as it is a cup final for you lot. And you look like even I don't know if you watched the Palace game, but the Palace game, like you've taken the lead, you fucked it up, you've gone steady in free throw. I did think there was a couple of players that were trying for Spurs in the second half, but all that trying stuff is dead. They're a bad team, bad collective team with bad habits defensively and across the whole board. They're not galvanized and pulling in the right direction. That's why if I was a Spurs fan, Rants, that's what would keep me up at night, because Wolves are gone. Well, quote unquote, they're gone. They're all pulling in the same direction. Forest the same. Spurs on current form. They might not be bottom. Bro, they've got no winning 5, 2 wins in 2026 at home. And every other stat that me and you could probably look at if we had 5 minutes, it doesn't point to anything positive around Spurs. And the only thing that they have there's a saving grace is their owners are like, well, Fury's coming in next week. We're still going to get Beyonce concerts and things. Yeah, we're going to take a hit if we go to the championship. But they might not come. They might not be the team that bounces straight back up. And you know what, yeah? It's expected when you deep it, because obviously you look at last season, you man and them man had a shit season, finished near that kind of end. You lot have patterned up and got your act together. They've been doing the same things. So can you really be surprised the same shit is happening? There's something ingrainedly wrong with Spurs, bro.
Yeah, but like you mentioned, yeah, about Wolves, bro, and Wolves got a new manager, bro, and that's the difference. The manager has got the fans on side and the players on side. Do you know what I'm saying? And you can see the way he's celebrating them goals. He's one of them, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it matters. And this is why Spurs appointing Igor Tudor instead of going out and getting someone else was stupid, because people might look at it and think, all right, cool, it's sentiment or whatever, because the Wolves manager's from there and XYZ. But brother, he's doing a fucking job, bro. You go and bring in a guy that don't know the league, don't know the players, and you just expect man to just get them out of the rut they're in right now, bro.
Like Puro as a centre half as well. It's like, what is going on there,
bro? The only way to get Spurs out of this situation is to get the players all pulling in the same direction, like you said, bro. And a complete stranger ain't gonna do that, bro.
And the players don't care. Like, obviously, like I look at when it gets to that kind of moment, because we ain't had them kind of moments like Spurs, but we've all at some point in our lives looked at our team, questioned if man care, this, that, and the third. Yeah. At this point, another thing that would concern me from Spurs, you're not even like, if you're not playing for the fans, you're not playing for the badge, you're not even playing for your last name, you're not playing for yourself. If any man in this world doesn't have personal pride, you're in trouble. Obviously, it looks like couple man care. I'm not going to say the players don't care. Puro's there punching up the chairs and whatnot, but it don't look like they care, bro. The goals you can see, it does, mistakes happen, but it doesn't look like you care enough to defend. You care enough to obviously score goals. Couple man look disillusioned. People are passing the buck. Like Xavi Simons is coming on. He's meant to be techered off. He's absolutely stinking up the place. Yesterday, it only looked like Danso, and I'm not even saying these men are good players, but Danso looked like he cared. Gray looked like he cared. Tell looked like he cared. That's 3 man. You're in trouble then, innit? Immediately. It's dark. And then you look at the job, like obviously Igor Tudor, like, I'm not no expert, but when you look at him, he seems like he's on taking them short-term kind of jobs. So he probably thought, you know what, it could be an audition to get this on a permanent basis. Obviously, you know, I might be able to keep them up. I'm in London, I'm this, that, and the other. He's probably disillusioned with it, because even when we beat them in the North London Derby, his first game, he was critical off the bat. I think his language is the same like Thomas Frank's and Postecoglou's. Is like, at some point they just clock like, everything around this club stinks, bro. Like it stinks, and I can't really help it. And again, Tudor goes tomorrow. How do they change it? Like you said there, if you're not getting a Sean Dyche or a Sam Allardyce, and even they might not be able to keep you up, because Sean Dyche got sacked at Forest. I don't see it. I know people are saying bring in Harry Redknapp. Bro, the guy's in his retirement home. Let the guy base off. I know people might say Ryan Mason, he's a Spurs man and all of that. I know that helps. It doesn't do much though. So it's like, how do you pattern up? I do think they'll win at least 2 games of what's left of the season, but I can't tell you when and how. And really, if I was a betting man, I'm not putting no money on the table, Rants, to say they're going to do that. Start. They're going to put all the eggs in the champ basket, if that.
Absolutely spooky, bro. But
nasty. It's on paper. It's horrible. So's West Ham's, to be fair.
Yeah, man. It's very, very spooky. And the funny thing about Tottenham as well is like the way this club's been run, they were always going to end up in a situation like this at some point, bro, because the model that they use is not a sustainable one, bro. Do you know what I mean? They don't buy well. They don't compete in a market for a certain caliber of player because they don't want to pay the wages. Yeah, they don't want to pay the wages. And the wickedest thing is, what people need to understand with football, is because you see, when you look at the modern game right now, because the level of the players, have gotten worse and the price of the players has gone up, the average player is just not good enough, bro. So the market that they were shopping in before, the quality of that player has gone down and the price has gone up. And this is the issue. So they're signing players, that are not that good for a lot of money because they don't want to pay their wages, bro. But in turn,
Exactly. And then how much do
you'll
they give Gallagher?
bruv, but this is
When
what I'm
they are
saying.
paying man wages, you're doing fugazi
And then you've
stuff.
got other teams like the Wolves that have the scouting network in Portugal and Brazil and that can go and get all of these players. Do you know what I mean? The Gomez's and all these other guys,
around them. How much times have we been bringing in them kind of Portuguese speakers
for 1 million?
Man? Yeah, they've been doing it for time. Spurs have never had that. They have tried to bring in them for years, even going back to John Bostock days. They've tried to bring in them young kind of English ones, maybe outsmart the market. It ain't banged. Honestly, looking at Spurs' team, it reminds me of Sunday League. It's like a team of ringers, like it's just bare different individuals that can play. This one's decent on the ball, this one can defend, but it's just a team of ringers who is available on a Sunday will play. It's crap.
Yeah.
Like how many players? Like I don't even think when you look at the Spurs players individually, they're not bad players. I'm not saying there's anyone that screams and shouts, but genuinely, how many players, would you have from a Spurs squad? Like maybe 3, if that.
Facts.
Like I don't think Romero's bad, but I wouldn't have him. I don't think Van der Ven's bad, but I wouldn't necessarily be chopping off your arm for him. The keepers, let's forget about that. Archie Gray, I wouldn't mind that. Spence is all right. What Kudus, he'll get a move. Who else is there? Kulusevski, Madison, if they're fit, they'll probably get moves, but they're kind of irrelevant. Solanke will get a club. Who else?
And they're
is
not
there?
available. It's been unlucky for them that they haven't been available, though. That's the one thing I'd say. The players that
I ain't got no sympathy.
No, but I mean the players that they've lost, are in fact their best players, which is why it's dark, innit? Apart from the defenders, obviously, but it is dark, innit? So
it's nasty.
I understand, I understand that it's not a great situation. However, an ambitious side, deals with that. You know the ones, because it's not like they ain't had a transfer window and they decided to not do nothing.
Bergvall as well, as someone said in the comments, and you're right, they didn't do anything. And the thing is, last season should have set alarm bells. Like, all right, like, we won the Europa League, it's gassed and whatnot, but we stunk up the place in the Prem. You can't really afford to have 2 years like this. I do think the luxury Spurs will have is what probably less so much you lot, but you two teams last season and that. Yeah, people can make a song and dance and maybe make YouTube is, could Man United and Spurs get relegated? You had teams worse than you lot, like significantly worse than you. I can't quite say that on current form with Spurs, but I still believe like there's maybe not worse performing teams at the moment, but there's worse performing teams kind of thing. You just wish Wolves kind of got their act together sooner. Then we might even be having very different conversations. But Rants, the thing with Spurs is we've been saying this for a couple of weeks, like they could get kind of relegated. And now it's like, oh, shit, could go down type of thing. It's weird, man. They need to get points. And they have to sit, they're out the FA Cup, innit? So they're going to have to sit with this for at least a week or 10 days or whatever. And every game's a must win, as cliche as it is on the best of days in the Premier. And now you need points on the board for survival. Poor old Carroll or whatever's going to lose her job at the Spurs ground. Darkness.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. And the Conor Gallagher, bro. The fact that they put this bro on like 200 bands or something like that. He's laughing. Like, it's crazy. That don't even make no sense, bro. That don't even make no sense. Do you know what I mean? You know, when you look at the whole situation, it's a weird situation, but this is what happens when you're running the club like that. They've run the club, in a way where it's always been about maximum profits, innit, for the owners, bro. And it's never been about the football club. The football club's always been a vehicle for these men to make money, bro. Even the stadium that they built, they didn't build the stadium, with the intent to win trophies.
They're making more money off the concerts.
But that's what I mean. They built the stadium, They built the stadium for everything else that comes with it, not football, blood. That's why they didn't even name that thing.
And do you know what's bust Spurs as well? Do you know what's bust Spurs as well? Do you know what? Spurs are actually lucky with everything we've been talking about. They're actually lucky they're in London because that is an attraction with people going to, go and do the F1 or whatever. And obviously players wanting to sign for clubs and whatnot. If they weren't in London, it'd be even more darker, but they are in it. They're going to have to get their way out of this darkness.
Yeah. So, it's looking peak for these, man, right now. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, facts, bro. Yesterday, my had like 26K in the stream.
I was watching that. Yeah, more people in the stream than in the stadium. It was madness.
Yeah, bro. Man are taking a piss because man are there. Man are there for the meltdown because, like, we never thought this would happen. But the funny thing is, this is the difference, and this is why you see, Man United fans. This is why, as much as you man complain about our owners and you do all these other things, you need to understand that us and Spurs, finished in the same positions last season. Like literally a position apart. And look where we are and look where they are, bro. So that puts everything into perspective, bro. Like, all the man that were moaning and this, that, and the other, bro. Listen, I can't stand our owners here. They're not perfect, but you see the recruitment that they've done in the last 2 seasons. That's why we're not where Spurs are right now, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the reality. That's the reality. Look at the players we brought in compared to the players they brought in. We ain't got no fucking... Bro, they put Conor Gallagher on 200 bands, bro. 200 grand. Do you understand what I'm saying? And we went and got two of the top scorers in the league last season, bro, off the back of losing a cup final and finishing 15th, bro. Like, that's the way
the
we
players
move.
they can't get rid of as well, because like not everybody's gonna leave. Like, is anyone obviously you can do your loan man to other clubs and you kind of kick it down the curb for next season and pray you get promoted if they do get relegated, but not everybody's gonna leave. Like Kula might stay on some big wages. Him and Madison are injured, innit? So they might stay. Gallagher might not be running to go anywhere at this moment, like you said, on 200k. What is the knock at the financial effect as well? That's gonna set them back a million times. I'm vexed because if they do go down, we're not getting our 6 points for free from them lot. But yeah, it's nasty, man. It's nasty.
So I'm saying they haven't made one successful signing off the back of winning their first trophy in Lord knows how many years.
That's probably the worst thing that happened for them then.
And then they've sacked two
Ange, Frank.
Yeah, they've sacked 2 managers. And they're still in a relegation battle. So when you compare where they are, to where we are, considering where we both were this time last year, do you know what I'm saying? A lot of men need to put that into perspective, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So as much as bad as people like to say that our club is run, when you look at Spurs, who on paper have the best stadium in the league, who are supposed to have owners that know business, and actually, financially, they're probably one of the healthiest teams in the league in terms of finances. And look where they are, bro. Because that's all they've been worried about. They ain't been worried about the football side of things, bro. So as much as we can nitpick about what's going on at our club, Tottenham's not a football club. It's a social club, bro. It's a social club. That's what it is, bro. Them man are doing that boxing and fucking Kendrick Lamar and Beyonce and them things there, bro. Them man are not a football club.
It's true.
The man got go-karting at their stadium, man.
Exactly. And they hit their glass ceiling a long time ago, really, like with Poch and what he was doing and whatnot. And I do think people gas it up because what did it really get? But that was it. And I do think the man, like I was saying with the manager points, when you listen to their press conferences or a Harry Kane or whatever, you must get to that point and look around and think, yeah, this ain't the place to be if I want to do serious things, or even not serious things. If I just want to believe in the ethos from above, and I want to believe in my coaching staff and whatnot, or the people that manage me, Spurs is not that in it. There's a reason where you look at someone like Jose, you look at Conte, they're littered with silverware. I say both names, all of you lot probably thought winning. Where's the blank marks on their CVs, or where's the asterisk? It's at Spurs. It cannot be because of those managers. It's them.
This is why sacking Ange off the back of winning a trophy was as crazy as sacking Jose before the cup final, bro. Tottenham have showed us who they are, bro. They've shown us who they are. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about, bro? The fact that they sacked Jose before a cup final, they've showed us that winning is not... That's never been their angle, bro. Do you get it? It's never been the Champions League
money, obviously, and they probably won't even look for the fans. It's great in it. Europa League, you won a trophy. That's what football fans want. Celebrate. Obviously, I live near the stadium. I've got brethren that support Spurs. You saw all of those kind of moments. So if I was a Spurs fan, I wouldn't say I would have traded it, but it does feel like that papered over several cracks, that glossing the season more than it should have been. Maybe had they have lost that Europa League season, I don't believe this, but they might have gone, oh shit, the season's fucked. We were crap. We need to do this and do that. And the further, Postecoglou, I rate him. If, I do think they were going to get rid of him anyways. But at the end of the day, he can say, Spurs are a mess. I got a European bit of silverware. I've gone. He's even come out and said they're not a big club. So if he's saying that now, he knew that. And even when I watched that interview, that season they got Europa League, they won the Europa League. He said in February, in February, I clocked, these men want to get rid of me. The Prem's a myth. All eggs in the Europa League basket. And the club probably looked at it and said, yeah, happy we won a Europa League. We can make DVDs. We've won a bit of silverware. I'm 30, so that's 2 in my lifetime as a rival fan. But they were probably thinking, man, in the Champions League, an expanded Champions League, there's more games. Suddenly, you attract players, you attract fans, you live in London, as you said, it's a business, and there's nothing wrong with running the club like a business. It's just you need to be an ambitious kind of club in terms of winning on a football pitch. I always believe you do the winning thing or the ambition, naturally business takes care of itself. Nobody, like, if you're a Spurs fan, you're not chomping at the bit to spend your money on season tickets and kits and all of these things. If they were winning and competitive, maybe you would. But generally, it's all relative, because obviously you could be vexed about certain things at Man United, me with Arsenal, maybe even a City fan, and then obviously Spurs. But people need to understand these clubs don't care as much as fans, but there is an element that is just business. Like,
yeah, but the thing is,
these men are a mess.
Football clubs are businesses, but it's still the football business.
Exactly.
Do you understand?
And so these men don't grasp that.
So if there's no football, there's no business. But the problem is with Spurs, because they've built the club here to not be reliant on the football results. Football is not important there anymore. And this is what the football fans need to actually understand, bro. Like, as long as these guys' overheads they don't change. Whether they finish, 1 point above relegation or they finish in the top 4, the football money's baby food for them. Do you know what I'm saying? Because the bigger picture is everything else that they're doing. It's the NFL, it's the basketball, it's whatever these guys want to do, innit? So, like, when you look at
how many times do their targets get bullied as well, Rants? That's another thing. Like, we took Eze. There's many a list. There's many
because they don't pay the wages. Because their thing is about the overheads. It's not about success. But people talk about Pochettino, bro. Like, brother, them man were averaging a negative net spend under Pochettino, blood, because their football was never a priority, bro. He overachieved there because they managed to get players that were very good players, but at the start of their entering their prime. So players like Heung-min Son, who was a good player but hadn't made his name yet. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, all of them guys and the Dembeles and stuff like that. Like, the recruitment at that time was just absolutely spot on. The Dele Allis and all of these things.
Tim Sherwood gave Christian Eriksen as well.
That's it. But then after that, all that's happened is they've plateaued, bro. Because when they sold all the Gareth Bales and they sell the Luka Modric's, what they replaced them with shows you that it was just luck, bro. It was just luck. Their man done a thing. They had that was their golden generation that didn't win nothing.
And they said, you lot just keep doing it, innit?
And that's it.
Not how things are meant to be governed.
Nah, bro. And they could really, really end up relegated, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, really, because the fixture list looks spooky. So unless the players actually give a shit, because a lot of them might not, because they probably got clauses that, right, if we get relegated, I'll leave anyway. There's a lot of man in there that clubs will take.
And the one thing that that's what I mean. They will get moves. That's why I think the players don't care, because there is an element of, like, to be fair to Conor Gallagher, I always say this. As you made a point earlier where you said that the money in the game. I genuinely think it's what you can hustle. It don't matter how good you are as a footballer, the wages, it's what you can hustle for your kind of self. So these wages are going down 50%. People, if they go down, apparently. These people are normal humans like you and me, Rants. They're obviously thinking, living costs, I want a cut sort of thing. And like you said there, a lot of these players are not, as a group, you're shit. Individually, I don't think, man, are mad crap. You should be playing Sunday League. Man, are going to get moves. Puro's probably talking to his agent. There must be a little club in Spain. Spence, you might get a little club in the Prem. A couple of players are not going to be there, especially the foreign lads. The only guys I think might stay is you've got an Archie Gray, who's decent, to be fair. He might stay. Madison's obviously injured. Kula's injured. I know these are talented players, but man might not necessarily take a chance. Someone like Richarlison, it won't shock me if you get a move to a club where I'm like, oh, like, how did you get that? So they're probably, for the best part, as soon as it's become a reality that,
even players like Richarlison, he's still a Brazil international, bro. He can still get a move to a Spanish club or something like that. Because on paper,
with options to buy and that.
That's it. On paper, he's still a player, bro. Like, Brazil international, like, there will be takers.
You can get a move. A lot of them should not be playing championship football.
Yeah. So I can't lie, it's gonna be nasty, bro. Like, it's gonna be nasty towards the end, but it's gonna be interesting to see how the teams at the bottom do against each other, because a lot of them still have to play in it. I think Spurs got to play Forest, don't they, soon?
They got to play Forest. Let me actually look at Spurs' fixtures, because the next one is obviously Liverpool. They've got to play Forest, as you said. They've got Chelsea second to last game. I remember that much. You can't predict it on paper, Rants, but I've got it in front of me. Just in the Premier League, or obviously they got the two in the Champions League at a minimum that could play a part with fitness. But Liverpool away, Nottingham Forest at home, Sunderland away, Brighton at home, Wolves away, Aston Villa away, Leeds at home, Chelsea away, and they end the season with Everton at home. So
It's really
on
it's a
paper,
lot
it's
of bottom
nasty.
half of the table teams they're playing.
Yeah. And these are all good little. I mean, the Premier League's changed, didn't it? You can't really look at a team and say, yo, we're just going to move to them and batter them. But you look through that, there's not really. I do think they'll win a game or two, but you can't
Yeah,
say
there's not guaranteed wins. Like Sunderland away is tricky,
Horrible.
bro. Like people don't really go there and win.
But we lost. Sorry, it feels like a loss, but we conceded in the last kind of moments, 15 minutes. Sunderland have been very good. They've kind of slowed down a bit. That's difficult. Forest, as you said, that's a 6-pointer. Them and Wolves and Leeds, they're all immediately 6-pointers. Chelsea be up for that. And to be honest, a bit like my team, I expect them to win. Do you know what? If I was to say it, it'd probably be Aston Villa away, Liverpool away, because they're on paper, they're the two. If I was Spurs, I'd be the most scared of. But Spurs do that. Like it wouldn't surprise me if they win at Anfield, regardless of their terrible form. And Villa the same. But it's the games in between, and it's all of these games. Really, oh boy, they're in a dark state, man. Dark state, man. So I'm looking at these fixtures. Like, where's the win coming from? Like,
that's crazy. Man said West Ham got Arsenal at home. Last game of the season. Man said, imagine if Arsenal let West Ham win, to get Spurs relegated. Well, bro, if Arsenal already had the league, I would 100% put I'd rest bare players.
No, I don't want to be like them, man. I'd play a weaker squad, but I'd still want to win. I wouldn't want to lose. I don't want to be like them.
Real, if Arsenal had won the league by then, their players would be drunk anyway, blood. So it wouldn't really make a difference. They could play a strong team, bro, and still lose. So
that's Lewis Skelly, them man. You lot could go play is what it is, and that's even that with Spurs. If you keep losing games, it's now out of your hands. As crap as they've been, you're a point above the relegation zone, and it's all ifs and buts. But if you start winning, you're not going to get relegated. You don't want to get into that scenario where one, you have to win games, and then you're relying on this team to lose and this thing to happen. That's happened with us in the title race. And Rants, I've been doing streams with you for the last couple of years. You always see I get a bit disillusioned when you have to start relying on other things because you can't control them controllables there. So it's a myth.
No, 100%, bro. You need to have things in your hands, bro. Do you know what I mean? That's the most important. That's the most important thing. Man said Troop said the title race is over there. And bruv, Troops always likes to make memes out of himself, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Troops needs to try and keep.
You know what I mean? He relax, bro. Like
one step at a time, bro.
Said, if Arsenal go to the Etihad and win, then it's over. Until they go and win there, it's not over. Because if they go and lose, there's only a 1-game swing in it still, bro. That means it's 2 points still, and 2 points is only 1 game. Do you know what I'm saying? That means that they would have to be near enough perfect to the end of the season, bro. And the way that this season is going on, and the fact that Arsenal are still in multiple competitions as well, nah, bro. Like you can't just be writing off games like that, bro.
We've already seen in front of the right, man. Like City are City in it. Like they've been bullying, and the very fact that everyone can see that they're not the same City side, but they're still up there potentially to win the title.
But this is what I'm saying. Everyone's talking like this is the worst City team we've seen in Lord knows how long, but they're only 2 points off the top if they win their game in hand. So that being said, that tells you that if you're getting your confidence, if you're getting your confidence from the fact that you think that Manchester City, aren't the Manchester City of old, nah, bro. You see in life, in general, life lessons, worry about your own shit.
Exactly, and this is what I'm alluding to. It's like I do think just in terms of what City have displayed themselves in the Premier League this season and us, it is quite even. I think they've both got the same mistakes. But if you felt that the league was wrapped up against Arsenal when we drew against Wolves, in my opinion, after what it looks like now, you can't say it's won until it's mathematically confirmed. Do you get where I'm going? As much as we've got a 7 game in hand, granted, but we've got a 7-point gap. It turns to 10 before City kick a ball. That could change very quickly if we slip up. Obviously, they've got to play us at the Etihad. It could be 10 points. It could be 1, depending on how you look at the fluctuation. So everyone needs to calm down, man. There's going to be twists and turns. It's just relax. Like literally just relax. As we said at the start of this, it's results-driven business. Just get the 3 points. And even the Etihad. I said this to you a few weeks ago. My heart tells me, for me to believe we win the league, I need to see us do something we ain't done in years since Coquelin and Santi Cazorla were in midfield, which is obviously win at the Etihad. But there's a reality. You lose at the Etihad and you win the league, or you win at the Etihad and don't. So, man, just need to relax, bro. Both teams are in all 4 competitions. Just be easy, man. Right now, it's Mansfield. Obviously, then it's Leverkusen. Got a big test against Everton, man. And you know what? We should be winning that. But David Moyes throws spanners in the works, man. There's a
Yeah.
couple more drop points for both sides, man. Man, just have to tranquillo, man. Run your bants, but tranquillo, man.
No, 100%. Man says it's 4 points if they win the game in hand. But either way, the way you got to look at it is if it's 4 points, yeah, and then they beat Arsenal, then it's only 1 point.
And then it's
I
one,
mean,
and then it's
1 point. You know them way there, like 1 point again. That's a 1 game swing again. That just means that man still have to be perfect. Like it's in
From
your
then.
hands. It's in your hands, but only just. You know, like that. So
just grip it tight, pause, and just keep it
yeah,
moving.
that's it. It's only just in your hands because it means if you both win all your games, you'll win the league by 1 point. So 1 point isn't enough to exhale, blood. You know them ones. 1 point ain't enough to exhale. I've seen my team lose the league on goal difference. I've seen it. So, like, brother, 1 point ain't safe, bro. Like, especially with 8 games to go or 9 games to go, however many games. I'm not sure how many. I think City might have 9 or something like that. So the point is, yeah, that man them just need to worry about their own thing, bro.
Exactly.
I've seen
Everyone doing that. I told,
times.
like, I hear it. If you genuinely believe the league is gone and City are gonna win it, or you think it's a formality, Arsenal gonna win it, I can't tell you anything. That's the beautiful thing about football, innit? If man are doing the I told man thing for Arsenal to win, great, but it's still all to play for, man. You just until it's mathematically impossible. It's like a boxing match, innit? Right now, we're going into the 3rd or 4th round. It's looking even, depending on the judges.
Yeah, but you're up on the cards, but it's a close fight.
This is what I'm saying. So just wait till the knockout blow can be landed. Just relax, bro. Just relax, bro. Enjoy the pressure. Enjoy the ride. Don't get too excited when we win. Don't get too negative when we lose. Even though, obviously, you know, I was down in the dumps against Wolves. I'm a bit more bullish now. And I've been that several times across the season. I'm sure City and every Premier League team can attest to that. Just relax, man.
But this is
Just
the
relax.
point. We've seen how many times during the season, yeah? We've seen how many times during the season, yeah? The momentum has shifted, bro. You even got to look at United, bro. We was 11 points off Aston Villa, yeah. When Ruben Amorim got sacked, and now we're level on points with them, bro, and above them. So
exactly. Look at you.
We had a minus goal difference. We had a minus goal difference, and we're 11 points behind them, bro. So that tells you, yeah, bro, a lot can change, yeah, in a few months, bro, because Carrick's only been there for a few months.
And it's all about momentum and psychological factors and players getting in a bit of a purple patch. And when you're competing all these comps, how either manager navigates, we don't know who's going to be fit and available and things. You don't know what's going to happen on the day. So, as I always say to you, Rants, the past brings regrets. The future brings uncertainty. The only time to affect that is in the present, innit? Right now, we can breathe with the FA Cup. Next week, it's simple from now till the end of May, innit? Like, win as many games as possible in all comps and keep this thing ticking.
That's it. So, no, I hear it 100%. What a man said, who said we'll still be 4 ahead of City by the time we play them? Still got to beat Everton and Bournemouth.
Exactly.
Oh, is that Arsenal's next 2 games in the league? Yeah.
Yeah. Bournemouth at home. Well, both games at home. And then even that, playing at the Emirates versus away from home could be a factor, because it's a bit weird, because obviously Brentford, Brentford, Wolves, couple of games away from home have been a bit kind of shaky, but the Emirates seems like it's filled with a bit more nerves and stuff. So it's like, is that going to play a part, playing at home and things of that ilk? I'm not trying to be doom and gloom, but psychological factors, all of these things play a part. Are the boys going to sit there and go, you know what, cool, people can call us bottlers. We're going to be fearless. The worst that can happen is what they've been saying for the last few years. We've been here before. Or is City's experience going to play a part? And is City's inexperience going to play a part? Because a lot of their players ain't really kind of been there. Obviously, they can lean on this one and that one for support. It's interesting, man. I think it's quite an even fight.
Yeah, but the closer it gets to the finish line, the more Arsenal fans think about not winning it, though. Or should I say not losing it? You know them one? Because the closer you get to the finish line, you're like, all right, cool. Can't make mistakes. Can't drop points. Can't do this, bro. Like, bro, it's a nervy time, bro. It's a nervy time because, yeah, man,
playing before us or after and all that kind of stuff as well.
Man are getting results, but man will be well aware that the performances are not up to scratch.
They haven't been there on a consistent basis in the Premier League all season. But that's why I said at the start, I can nitpick, which I don't think is nitpicking, but I can ask about the attacking and all of that kind of stuff. I've been on your channel for a number of years, been saying that from August. Now we're in this period. Do I really think things are going to change? No, it's just a results-driven business. And obviously, if everything clicked into gear, great. But if Arteta or the boys, and all clubs, at this moment in the season, if you change things drastically, that could have a knock-on effect. Right now, the set-piece thing is banging. We're finding our feet with open play as well. Just get the job done, bro. At the end of the day, just you gotta be fearless. No matter how good or bad Arsenal or City are, they bleed just like us. Man, just get the 3 points and cut out, bro.
No, I hear it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Because
And
well, there's
obviously
nothing
that
else.
when you got the league, yeah, fighting for you as well, it helps. You know them way there, bro. You saw that Rodri penalty in it. You saw that in it.
Get out of here with it. I didn't see anything. All I know is
penalty in it.
Us Arsenal fans have been talking about dodgy refereeing. We were told shut up. When it works for us, penalty. Great. When it goes against us, I'll hold that.
You saw that Rodri penalty that weren't given in it. You saw it.
I've seen Rodri get away with murder for years, mate. Like I've seen handballs, I've seen karate chops from Jeremy Doku. I've seen Kovacic not being given 2 yellows. Moral of the story: everybody hold that. Control the controllables. Don't know about refereeing. I'd have to see it again, Rants. I trust your word.
But did you see Martinelli holding the Brighton player all the way into the box as well? Did you see that as well?
I watch every game. I didn't see anything, man. For a team that's so boring, everybody seems to be watching us. But what I will do is me and my coaching stuff will go and review that, man. Like my team are fully a team of unique qualities. We need to review the footage. We have to control the controllables. Football's decided in both boxes. We scored more than them. We kept goals out the back of our sheet. We're gone, innit? Keep crying, Brighton. Shout on the Seagulls. And I get it. Big bad Arsenal was in town. The light shows. I know about a light show. And I know about disappointing when you're doing light shows. It's all good, man. They hate us because they hate us, man. You know, you made the book. You made villains. You made villains. Nobody cared when Ramsdale was getting pushed into the back of his own net, or when Gabriel was trying to be honest and being fouled. No one cared. So what are you gonna do? Sometimes you have to get your hands dirty to live clean. It's so ugly. It's beautiful. Corner boys in the building. Although we're up there for open play, and you know, there's been a lot of people who have mocked us about corners. I'm seeing you lot. I'm seeing Liverpool. I'm seeing even Spurs doing throws. I'm seeing everybody. First they mock, and then you get me. I guess maybe we did ruin football.
Right, I can't lie. I ain't seen my team getting the towels out, bro. So that's one thing I can say.
When did we use the towel? What? Are you talking about Brentford?
Nah, when we was playing, I don't know. When we was playing against Newcastle, them man had the towels on deck, blood. So you get me? That's the new thing now. I can't
call them out for that, bro. Because you should do that. Because again, one thing what we see in football, yeah, and I know people want to paint Arsenal as the villains and things, but people always say, and we can focus on the Prem, people always say football isn't the same. So cool, you can say what you want about Arsenal, but the word is there. You said football. Football is bigger than Arsenal, Man United, any club. The current climate suggests it's managers, you know, Brighton, Bournemouth, these kind of man, they've got great managers. Like the level, the playing field is even, the midfield is packed. There's not too many great games. So what is everyone going to do? Take advantage of the fine margins. I've seen your manager, my manager, Mikel Arteta, David Moyes, and again, he was doing wrestling against you lot, Arnie Slot. They're all crying about this, and something needs to be changed, but they're all crying, but we're all improving at it. This is the game. And then you throw in the fact of what you said earlier about the
but that's what Michael Carrick said. Michael Carrick said, yo, this is bullshit. By the end of the day,
these men all agreed. Obviously, Carrick weren't there, but they all agreed in the summer. And then you throw in what Arsene Wenger said it years ago. He's like, oh, it's more NBA and basketball. So that means it's more of an athletic kind of game. It's basically NFL. It's essentially NFL with the stoppages, with the physicality. This is what the game is. And it's going to be like this, in my opinion, for at least 2 more seasons. The only thing I've seen kind of change and fluctuate this season has been kind of inverted fullbacks. At this kind of moment, it feels like, well, definitely my team and Pep City, they've gone from inverted fullbacks to kind of traditional fullbacks again. That's the only thing that's changed. The 10s are not creating. The strikers are dropping in. The wingers are inside forwards. The goalies in the centre halves have the ball more than the attackers and what we go pay and watch. This is the game, bro. The second ball is the most dangerous thing in football now. You know, you go back to the Chelsea game, you know, London is red and that Chelsea and Spurs got split. The biggest talking point is all of the defenders. Of course, in open play, there was chances from both teams, but I was genuinely scared. Anytime Reece James had the ball or any corner he had, Hincapié had a good game, but he obviously scored an own goal. Obviously, our centre-halves made the difference. And anyone that watches that Timber goal, go and look at Saliba being held. This is the dynamics. So it's like, do you do what, and I'm not criticizing Wenger, but do you do what Wenger did where you're kind of like the one-man army crying about what's going on, or do you adapt? Because no one else ain't coming to save you. And that goes for all clubs. It genuinely does. Like, this is where
that's why everyone has had to adapt to it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because
you'd be a fool not to adapt.
They saw that it was an effective method. Do you know what I'm saying?
Look at Brentford's long throw. I want that. That's scary. That is something I was scared of. I know I'm not even saying my team is the biggest and baddest, but whether we've won, lost, or drawn in the last few years, we've lost to Man United, we beat Man United, we played Chelsea, played Liverpool, played PSG, played Bayern, done what we done against Real Madrid. I wouldn't say I wasn't fearful, but in terms of being scared, that long throw that Brentford had, because I remember that game away vividly, that's the most scared in a moment of a 90-minute game I've ever been. So you'd be stupid, and I'm not a manager. If I'm like, "Raw, Brentford are good at this, why don't I throw this in?" Because as me and you talk about Rants all the time, when you talk about corners, it's the second ball that fucks you up. The second ball in football is the most difficult thing to predict because you don't know where the ball's gonna bounce. Football's a simple game, complicated by idiots. And people can't see this because they're looking at it with their cap, their club cap on. Take that off if you're a real football purist, and you can see the landscape and the chessboard is not going away anytime soon. So it's adapt and thrive, or you struggle and you're fucked in it.
I hear it. Like, it is what it is. We all need to adapt in it. Hopefully, they outlaw this shit in the summer, bro. Because I can't lie, bro. It's making the games unwatchable, blood.
No, man, they're very watchable to me, man. Shit.
But you say that, do you know what I mean? But the reality is very, very different. Like when you're winning, it's a different feeling. It's a completely different feeling.
But football's never been more entertaining, Rants.
Yeah, that's a straight.
No, Rants, it has. No, Rants, it has. It is. It's way more entertaining. You just saw 20th place Wolves beat the current champions Liverpool. The playing fields are even now. Everyone's got a decent manager, micro manager. You know, you look at the traditional top 6 clubs. The spanners in the works have 9 times out of 10 not necessarily been when it's like Arsenal versus United or United versus City or Liverpool this and that. It's the other kind of games. You know, everybody's got great scouts. Everyone's got access to data. In my opinion, like the unique qualities on display week in, week out, Rants, I've never seen it. This is a generational time to be a football fan, man.
No, 100%. But do you see this? Arne Slot, yeah. You see, guys, you see the funny thing about Arne Slot, yeah. You see these Dutch guys, yeah. They're a lot of the time they're honest to a fault, innit? Like, and the problem with Arne Slot here is not what he's saying. It's the fact that man's saying these things in public, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because it just don't. Because English ain't his first language, it doesn't translate well, even though I completely understand what he's saying. And this is why, yeah, I fully said to you guys, yeah, that after the Newcastle game, people were talking about our performance. And what you need to understand in football, a lot of the times, yeah, and not just in football, in any sport, like, you need a dance partner, bro. Styles make fights, bro, all the time. A lot of the best fights that you ever see in UFC or boxing is because the styles of both of the guys and the way both of these guys fought allowed the fight to go that way. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of the time now you're playing in the league against teams that just want to spoil the game. And that's what Newcastle were doing, bro. They were flopping, they were diving, they were fouling. Like, they made the game an ugly, bitty game. But this is what a lot of teams are now doing. West Ham did a similar thing. Like, when you're playing against teams, yeah, whose sole purpose is to stop you from doing anything that resembles football, you're going to get loads of games like this, bro. Like, that's the reality. So when Arne Slot's saying, yo, like, I'm the same manager, yeah, but the football that we was playing last season just isn't working this season because of what other teams are doing. Cool, I hear that, but it's your job as the fucking manager to work out what you can do about it.
Exactly. And if I'm honest with you, he's right, Rants, but that's a cop-out from him.
He's right. But at the end of the day, it's your job to fucking work it out. You're the problem solver. That's why you get paid the money.
Exactly. And you came into this knowing Trent's gone. What am I going to get from the right-hand side? Frimpong and Trent are very different players. You know you needed a 6. You ain't brought in a 6. You knew centre-halves would be an issue in terms of depth. What's going on there? Kirkes is coming in very different from Robertson being first choice. And obviously how the left-hand side ties in and what you're doing with Wirtz. And I know he's injured, but Isaac and Hugo, he's right. But it's easy to say that, like, or it's two truths can live in the same realm, and that's cool. But that's your job because you also were the same manager the year before where you didn't have a market, and maybe that helped you. But you had you brought in a half-fit Chiesa. You won the fucking league, regardless of if Arsenal and every other team was shit. You won the league, so you can't have your cake and eat in it. Really, Slot there, man.
And this is the problem. Like, he's pointing out what the issue is, but you're the man that's meant to have the solution.
Exactly.
You get me? You can't go into a fight and say, oh, you know what? He wouldn't let me hit him. Like, brother, you have to work it out. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't lose a fight and say, oh, you know what? I tried to hit him, but he wouldn't let me. Cause what?
When you put it like that, it's sounding mad still.
Like, it's mad. You know the ones, like, that don't even make no sense, bro. Like, man came out, I think it was him that earlier on in the season was like, oh, like, we struggle to play against teams, yeah, that just keep putting the ball in the air and that. Like, well, it's like, brother, we need to work it out.
And other team, why would they? Like again, that's one thing as well, because even my team, we're the poster boys of this corner boy and stuff, but everyone says we need to break down low blocks. Statistically, we've got the highest line. We're up there for touches in the up box. We're actually up there for total goals, goals from open play, all that kind of stuff. You wouldn't believe that with what's said about my team, but also how I feel about all of what I need Arteta to do. You have to find a way against it. I'm sure everybody wants to play entertaining football, but at the end of the day, man are going to lose jobs. Man are trying to win stuff, and that goes for all clubs. So, like, what do you expect them to do? They can't match you on the ball. They're going to have to match you off the ball, or be absolutely better
They have to close the skill gap somehow.
Exactly. Why would Brentford, obviously Brentford are a kind of a poor example because they can play ball and everything around them is quite good relative to them. Why would you not want to put that long throw in and provoke havoc? Like, it don't make sense. Everybody's looking for fine margins and little areas they can make advancements in. So the players have to do better. The manager in slot isn't wrong, because many a manager in this league have said that, but it's your job to find solutions. It is your job to find solutions. It's like even the Brighton gaffer. Statistically, I think 20% of their games they've been in the lead. Now, obviously, that tells me you've not too many times in the Prem had to see out leads and had to manage kind of games. Of course, you want it to be open, especially against us, where obviously you can say what you want about us, but we have come into that game leggy off the back of the Chelsea game. It's away from home. There's the psychological nerves. You're never going to get ideal scenarios. It's like if me and Rants are fighting and Rants sits there and says, "Oh, hey, DG, don't block so I can hit you in your face." It don't make sense, bro. Like, it doesn't. It don't. Why would you want that? You're going to get hurt, bro. Like, bloody hell, man.
This is what I'm saying, bro. Like, it's your job to find a way, bro. Like, you're the manager. You know what I'm saying? So you can't sit here and say, "Oh, my team can't deal with this." You need to pick a team that can deal with it, or you need to.
The start of the year, Rants.
Yeah,
with them, man.
You need to. So, like, I hear what he's saying, yeah, and I hear all the stuff about the set pieces and all these things. And to be fair, I agree that it's making the game worse, because to me it doesn't.
We all do.
To me, it's gone too far the other way. And obviously, we ain't seen a team yet at the top of the league playing like this. I think the worst thing about it for me is that this is the kind of football that we used to associate with struggling teams that were fighting for their lives, teams that were getting relegated. And now we're seeing a team winning games, yeah, and at the top of the league playing like this. And the word association and the connotations that come with that kind of football, yeah, is the exact opposite. So it's mad confusing. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's not normal.
It's because of off the ball now, Rents. That's the most important thing, in it. It's like how all these managers micromanage. When we lose the ball, how high can we win it? Well gone for our shape. Everything is focused. Obviously, the ball will always have to go from one end to another, but it's off the ball now, isn't it? Like, everything you do off the ball, how your team's structured, the body positioning, where your left back is. This is why there's a byproduct, and this is an English thing. Obviously, you are seeing more set pieces around Europe. Like, you actually see a lot of the time, PSG will kick the ball out and try and win a corner directly from kickoff or a kind of throw-in. But there's got to be a correlation. Like, looking at my team, obviously there's been no pressure in the Champions League at the moment of recording because we're not in the knockout stages. But if there's been any quote-unquote enjoyability for me this season, apart from Newcastle in the Prem, it's all been in the Champs. Like, obviously winning makes things more enjoyable, which we've done in the Champs. But Bayern was an even game. Both teams were good off the ball and were structured, but they were doing a thing into the same. And I'm sure there's many a team in Europe that could attest to that. But domestically, how many enjoyable games have you seen? So that is what I mean about the state of football in this country. Is what it is. And even the rules change around grappling, which we're obviously great at it. Everybody's doing it. That ain't going to change much, because that just tells me there's going to be more penalties and whatnot over set pieces. Of course, that might mean people calm down. But when the ball's actually in play, what's going on there? That's even another point, Rants. Statistically, in the last 3-4 years, the ball being in play, even before we became the corner boys, has been decreasing. So we're getting into this NFL gaining yardage type of thing.
But that's exactly it, and that suits more picking athletes and also micromanagement from the coaches, because that's exactly what the NFL is. They're drawing up plays, bro. It's stop-start, and the guy on the side is the puppet master, and he's the one who decides what gets done. And now you're seeing all of this, all this adulation that the set piece coach at Arsenal's getting, and all this stuff, and the rumors about him having fucking bonuses for set piece goals.
As you should, in any job, you should.
And all these things. Like, bro, like the game is going very towards the NFL route, yeah, and going
just missing the Bluetooth headset now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. It's going away from everything that the game used to be, in it, bruv. And then I read somewhere they said in the World Cup that they're going to introduce water breaks or something midway between each half. So it's gonna be 4 quarters, bro.
To be fair,
So
it's going to be hot in some states in America, so I get it, but it does tie
I
into your
don't
point.
give a fuck if it's gonna be hot blood. You've played football. We can have a drink whenever we want, mate. They don't need to stop the game. How many times have you told man to throw you a Lucozade bottle, blood, from the side when you're on the pitch? How many
When you
times?
put it like that, when you put it like
Oh, they never stopped the game for us.
Who was
What's
the player?
man-
I'm sure there was a player, yeah, that it might have been Guardiola in one of the Euros. I'm sure, like you, because you made an example about the Lucozade. I'm sure someone dashed him a Lucozade, but he's drinking it, and then his team conceded. It just randomly popped in my mind. You're right, though. I'm sure that was Guardiola. He's fucking around the Lucozade, trying to get back in position. Nah, but that's harsh, though, Rants, man.
He's crazy. The goalkeeper's taking a goal kick, bro. There's always water bottles behind the goal, man. Just go get one. You know them way there. If you're a
Your team
defender,
has to defend the corner.
brother, if you're a striker, brother, just make sure there's a Lucozade bottle on the halfway line. Yo, bro, dash me that call. But get one of the subs to dash me the bottle. I'll dash it back. What are we doing? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, man, don't need to stop the game, yeah, for everyone to get a drink, bro. That's crazy work.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
Especially if there's four, I think that's doing it a bit too much still.
Yeah, but nah, it's mad, bro. Like, bro, not just ends football, any football, bro. There's no rule against when you can get a drink, you know. You can go get food during the game. If you want to get food, you can get food. Your team might get packed. Do you know what I'm saying? But if man want to be running around, you know what I mean, with Skittles in your socks, you can do that.
I've seen man pull a couple pulls on the spliff playing a game of ball.
That's what I'm trying to say, bro. Like, bro, you got to understand, innit? Like, 4 quarters in football, 5 subs, all of these set pieces and that, bro. It's a different game now.
And then put yourself in them man's shoes, yeah. Like, I don't know why I'm thinking of Tuchel, but if I'm Tuchel and there's 4 breaks, yeah, tactically, I might try engineer these breaks or take a bit of time, like what my manager does, to remind these lot of tactics and things. So that's not going to go anywhere with the World Cup. The only difference I would say with the World Cup, and it's a hot take with no evidence, there's going to be probably more penalties than the last one. I just feel the way it's governed in the Prem and how it might be governed in FIFA, entertainment purposes and that, it's dark.
Bro, and then they've got the concussion sub as well. So man are gonna be tactically using that. Do you know what I mean? And then man, now you got 6 subs. Do you know what I mean? Like, man, bro, the way the game's changing, before you know it, man are gonna be able to just fucking sub players on and off whenever, and all 11 subs and that. Cause it's going that way, bro.
It's going that way. It's going that way. And to be fair to the clubs and I do think the footballing establishments and whatnot, like the higher powers that be, I think they've created this because they always tell you just get bigger squads, just do this, do that. Players are guinea pigs in it, so I understand bending rules in any kind of way you can, really and truly. Even what you just put up there, tactical concussions. If you're one of them,
but this is what I'm saying.
Milk that.
That's what they're gonna do. Tactical concussion subs. When you know your team, yeah. When your team ain't got no more subs, you know what I mean, and you feel your hammy going and now, man, just going up, bro, go down, hold their head in that bomb, man, get subbed off. All of that shit, bro.
What's my name? You know I don't know.
It's just looking mad, bro.
Language. You're good.
No, bro. We might live to see roll on, roll off subs in the Prem, bro.
It's closer to happening than not happening. Like, it's not even funny because it can happen.
No, 100%. And you know what? Roll on, roll off subs might be better because at least we won't have to stop the game, bro. Man can just run. You get me? And just tag my man in, and then boom, he can go. Like, that's it. Man, don't have to wait.
But you know these ballers, Rants, they're gonna get injured, bro. Like, if a left back has to come off and he's a bit cold, I know he's warming up and then he comes back on, man, I'm gonna pull the hamstring. This is how these footballers
I hear that, but
it's not like a Sunday league team.
At the same time, all this 10 minutes of added time in every game, you might as well just get man can just run off and run on.
True.
Might as well, because it would speed up the flow of the game. Like, it actually would, because man wouldn't have to stand there and do the board thing and all of that, bro. It's all long, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, because the game is just getting slower and slower. Like you said, the ball's in play a lot less now than it's ever been. So the game is more boring because it's more stop-start, bro. And the truth is, the reason why a lot of people can't get into the NFL is because of the stop-start nature. That's why a lot of people don't like it. All the ads and all the other things, stop, start. It
took me a while to actually watch a proper NFL game, and like I like it. I know expert, but I like it. But unless you're a footballing nerd, if you just want to be entertained, football ain't becoming the sport for you in it. I don't know what sport you'd go watch, but it's not that in it. Like, it's not.
Yeah, facts, and that's what it's like in futsal, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? You just run. It's just roll on, roll off. Do you know what I'm saying? You just run, literally. And as long as my man, you just have to exit between a certain gate. You run up to the gate, boom, one on, one off, And then, bro, when the ball goes out of play, you got 4 seconds to get the ball rolling again, bro. Like, you can't fuck about. 4 seconds, bro. As soon as you put the ball down on the line, boom, move. And we're gone. Like, none of this bullshit. None of this taking 1 minute to take fucking free kicks on corners and all this stuff, bro. It's long, bro. You know what I mean? It is long. It's deading out the game, bro. Like, we used to know, and we now watch football knowing that the game's going to be 100 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yet the ball's still in play less than it was before, even with the extra time. So it's showing you that the extra time is not even really, it's not remedying the situation, bro.
They're always, as managers and football should doing it. Like anytime it's and society, anytime you bring out a rule, man are gonna find ways to bend it around their agendas, innit? I don't know how. I ain't got the answers, man. I don't know how we. It is what it is, isn't it? Like we're here, innit?
It's mental. Man said, have you seen the stat from Cams? There's more centre backs on the ball than midfielders in this era.
We don't need to tell you that.
Just the fact that centre backs, as soon as centre backs were allowed in the box, during goal kicks, that was always going to happen.
Exactly. And playing mid and low blocks, because what's going to happen? Like, as an Arsenal fan, Gabriel's got the ball, and we got our own issues, but Gabriel's got the ball, Saliba's got the ball. You've got, a thick mid and low block. There's not really a pass on. So what are you going to do? You're going to go forward. You're going to go back. You're going to knock it side to side and kind of wait. That's why all these centre halves have the ball. It wouldn't even surprise me if goalies are surprised. Not even surprisingly, because we see it in it. But if
goalies having a lot more touches now.
Yeah. We said this. The strikers are the ones that are the sacrificial lambs and have the less touches. You see it with you lot, regardless if they score with Sesko, with Gyökeres, with this and that. What's the first thing people talk about with goalies now? How good you are with your feet. Strikers, you need to score goals, but does he pull into the channels? Does he drop into midfield? Does he make runs for other man to kind of thrive in?
Yeah.
The game is
strikers are getting the same amount of touches goalkeepers used to get.
You see what I'm saying? It is what it is, isn't it? Like, we're seeing this with our eyes, and it's nothing. We didn't wake up this year, see. This has been here for probably 4 to 5 years now. So it has to get worse before it gets better. They say life, innit? So you ain't seen nothing yet. You haven't seen anything yet, guys and girls.
Trust. So it's peak. Yeah, it's not even a goalkeeper kick no more, because bro, the goalkeeper don't even take them no more. Brother, you're seeing centre backs passing to goalkeepers now from the goal kicks, bro.
Yeah, it used to be if a centre half's taking the goal kick, it used to be like the keeper's shit.
Keeper's injured. The keeper or he's injured. You know that one.
Yeah,
like, bro,
immediate. Like
when
now,
you played against the team and you saw the centre back was taking the goal kick, you was like, the keeper's done for me.
Keeper's meaty, bro.
Straight away. Do you know what I mean?
The keeper's pulling out to make a passing lane still.
It's mad. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I don't know, guys, innit? I don't know. The game is, but man say the game's gone, but bro, it's been gone.
It's been
gone.
You get me? It's just something cool to say, like it's been gone and it's gonna get worse, bro. So we're football fans, innit, or whatever you could call it. So we're gonna be here till the wheels fall off. But if you're pissed off now, don't get peed off. The worst is yet to come. It hasn't hit that kind of mad moment before it's like, and then it resets, because we will get back to some other cycle. I think one thing that would help is obviously managers being a bit hands off and not trying to micromanage everything, but also getting back to, obviously these man can play ball, but the technical level, because I feel a lot of managers, you could have a 10 out of 10 technical baller or a 6 out of 10 technical baller, but he's a 20 out of 10 athlete. They're gonna pick the athlete in today's day and age.
We're seeing that more than ever in the game right now, bro. And I think the rule change and all of that plays into that, because if you're playing a game where man are allowed to grips man up and do all these things, obviously you're going to pick your biggest and strongest and most physical players. That's what the game is.
Because there are technical ballers in all leagues, actually. I can't remember his name, but there's one French sheet. But the best, you could argue, the guys that have the highest technical level are not necessarily at the best teams. And then even if they rock up to the best teams or the top teams in the league, they're going to be killed. What's got them into the building isn't going to necessarily be what can keep them in the team or in that squad. You need to be more for the team than what got you there, innit? Like, It's mad.
Nah, I hear it. But yo, people, listen, make sure you subscribe to Deluded's channel. You know what time it is. The link is in the title, people. Back to back with Gunner, man. Let them know what you got coming up as well for the rest of the day, bro.
6 p.m. Gonna go over some Arsenal stuff, really, innit? I'm enjoying these Brighton tears. So yeah, man, if you want to chat Arsenal, 6 p.m. today, if I haven't made that clear. Tomorrow's obviously watch along business with us against Mansfield, and then next week is next week, champs and prems, and we're back onto everything, innit, man? Is what it is. Big up the
That's
chat.
it, people. That's it, man. So yeah, man, big up the chat, man. Also, the link is pinned for the Discord. You already know what time it is. Make sure you're in there. And yeah, merch store closes on Sunday night as well, bruv. So
Won't miss out.
the link is pinned in it. So make sure you grab that. Once it's closed, blood, until the foreseeable, people. You know what I mean? So big up everyone inside, and I'll see you guys in the